The episode opens at the station, where Lieutenant Selena reminds the major crimes team to RSVP for the upcoming police gala, insisting that the whole unit attend together. Just then, Karatic receives a tip, an anonymous email sent to Major Crimes containing a disturbing photo of a man tied to a chair, holding a sign that reads, "2 hours to make your move." The chilling image suggests this is more than just a kidnapping, it's a twisted game. With no timestamp or proof that the photo is real, the team faces a dilemma. Is this a legitimate threat or an elaborate hoax? After running the image through their system, they identify the supposed victim as Spencer Wallace, a 37-year-old interior designer from Riverside. Morgan quickly observes that he appears to be trapped in a windowless room, illuminated only by the camera flash, a detail that convinces her they can't dismiss it as a prank until they know for sure he's safe. Daphne and Oz head to Spencer's apartment in search of leads, but when they arrive, they notice something odd, a package left right outside his door. In a building this upscale, deliveries are usually handled through the mailroom, which immediately raises suspicion. They bring the package back to the precinct, where they discover it contains a jigsaw puzzle. Once assembled, the puzzle reveals a map, which Oz recognizes as Mulholland Trail, a hiking route he recently visited. However, Morgan quickly notices that one piece of the puzzle is missing, theorizing that whoever abducted Spencer deliberately left this clue behind, and that the missing piece may point them to his exact location. As Morgan and Karatic follow the puzzle's clues to Mulholland Trail, they begin finding Ochos Lopos game cards hanging from tree branches, a game where players match colors or numbers to clear their hand. Each card along the trail contains cryptic instructions, guiding them step by step towards Spencer's possible location. Karatic suggests they split up to cover more ground, but Morgan insists that the abductor designed this as a game, meaning they must follow the rules to find Spencer. Based on the timestamp of the email, Morgan calculates that the 2-hour countdown started when it was sent, leaving them only 34 minutes to reach him. As they push deeper into the trail, Karatic gets a call from Selena, who reveals a crucial discovery. Daphne and Oz found an insulin injection in Spencer's apartment. That means the 2 hours isn't just symbolic, it's the time window before Spencer slips into diabetic ketoacidosis. Welcome back to Sandy's Timeline. Today we're breaking down High Potential Episode 13. As always, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you never miss a recap. Let's dive in. As they continue along the trail, another puzzle appears, this time 2 hopscotch grids drawn on the ground, each marked with numbers arranged in strange sequences. Morgan studies the layout and quickly realizes the numbers aren't random, they're mathematical operations, additions and multiplications that, when solved, form a set of GPS coordinates. She inputs the numbers into her phone and connects the dots. The coordinates lead to a storage facility on the outskirts of the city. It's the perfect hiding spot, windowless, isolated, and soundproof. Morgan concludes that's where Spencer is being held. The Major Crimes Unit converges on the storage facility, locating Spencer just in time to administer his insulin and save his life. Later at the hospital, Spencer recounts the terrifying moments leading up to his abduction. He explains that while heading into his apartment, someone grabbed him from behind, pulled a bag over his head, and he never saw the attacker's face. The next thing he remembers, he was trapped in a dark, windowless room, forced to play strange games by his captor. Spencer describes the kidnapper as wearing a white anime-style mask with rosy cheeks and unnaturally large eyes, but says the room was too dark to notice any other details. He insists he has no enemies and can't think of anyone who would want to hurt him. Morgan, however, theorizes that the real target wasn't Spencer, but the police. She points out that the kidnapper had every opportunity to kill Spencer, but chose not to, meaning the games were a psychological challenge meant to draw law enforcement into playing along. The next morning, Daphne gets a new lead pointing to the Marina Hotel, ironically, the same location where the upcoming police gala is set to take place. When the team arrives, they discover a baby stroller left unattended in the lobby. Inside are 3 eerie-looking dolls and a chilling note that reads, "The fun has just begun." After canvassing the area, no one recalls seeing anyone bring the stroller in, deepening the mystery. Back at the precinct, the lab reports no DNA or fingerprints on any of the game pieces, leaving the team frustrated. It's then that Oz finally comes clean about something he's been hiding. He reveals that he attends a private grief support group in Echo Park, where members meet weekly to share stories of loss and healing. Oz explains that he hadn't recognized Spencer at first, since he doesn't attend regularly, but now remembers his story, including the detail about a storage unit. That's when it clicks for Oz. Everyone in that group knew about the storage unit. He now believes the kidnapper could be one of the members, someone who's turned their shared grief into something much darker. Oz and Daphne head to the grief group meeting to question the members, hoping to uncover any suspicious behavior. Everyone they speak to seems to have a solid alibi for the night of Spencer's kidnapping. However, they all mention one particular member, David, a man who was obsessed with games. According to the group, David often complained that no one ever wanted to have game night with him, and he took it personally when others dismissed his ideas. With all the gathered clues, the team manages to produce a sketch of him. During the meeting, one of the group members expresses concern about the sudden absence of Sierra Schumann, an ASL interpreter who lives on the west side. When Koretic and Morgan arrive at Sierra's apartment, they find the place ransacked. Morgan quickly notices something odd, a bookshelf awkwardly positioned in front of a closet door, a spot that makes no sense for daily use. She immediately theorizes that someone deliberately moved it. When they turn off the lights, strange glow-in-the-dark writing appears on the wall, reading, "You can't tell in the dark." After a moment of reflection, Morgan realizes the chilling meaning behind it. The kidnapper chose Sierra because she's an ASL interpreter. The only people who can't talk in the dark, Morgan explains, are the deaf, because sign language needs light to be understood. Then it hits her. The doll's hands they found earlier were forming signs. When she spells out the gestures, the word comes together, Peacock's one. Koretic immediately reacts, saying Pico and First. They realize it refers to an old art gallery located at Pico and First Street, a gallery that closed down. At the gallery, they hear the faint cries of a trapped woman. She's been locked inside a safe for 36 minutes. Morgan quickly scans the room and notices that the surrounding art pieces seem to form a pattern, each subtly pointing toward a theme, the game of jacks. Drawing connections, Morgan explains that the game goes by different names around the world. In Central Asia, it's called knucklebones and played with 10 bones. In South Asia, it's Anju Kal, played with 5 stones. And in Japan, it's played with 7 beanbags. Putting the clues together, she deduces that the safe's combination is based on the sequence 1 ball, 10 bones, 5 stones, and 7 beanbags. And just like that, she cracks the code and opens the safe, rescuing the woman in time. Meanwhile, as Oz heads to the gala, he starts his car only for the airbag to deploy suddenly, knocking him unconscious. Later that evening, Daphne tries to reach him but gets no response. Concerned, she alerts the team and goes looking for him, only to discover a blood-stained airbag and Oz's silk tie left in his car, along with a chilling message scrawled on the window, Marco. Back at the precinct, the team gathers to connect the dots. Daphne notices something odd. The fonts used in the kidnapper's messages are all different. When she searches the names of each font and takes the first letter of each, they spell out RHOK. Morgan suddenly remembers that she and her ex used to sneak into open houses designed by a famous architect named J.R. Roca. They quickly trace one of Roca's old properties in Encino, suspecting it could be the kidnapper's hideout. When they arrive, they find Oz trapped beneath a swimming pool, oxygen tanks running dangerously low. In a desperate rescue, Koretic dives in and pulls him out just in time, and after a tense round of CPR, Oz gasps back to life, barely surviving the killer's twisted game. Later, the team digs deeper into David's background, only to discover he has no social media presence, no recent photos, and no digital footprint at all. Their search leads to a shocking revelation: David has been institutionalized in a mental facility for years, meaning the man orchestrating the deadly games isn't David at all. Later that day, Morgan is at the store with her kids when a friendly stranger offers to help her groceries. Back home, as her son unpacks the bags, he finds a familiar deck of game cards inside. Suddenly, the cards revealing a chilling message written on the top card: "We shall play again." Morgan freezes, realizing the mysterious game master has now made her his next target. If you enjoyed this recap, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more thrilling breakdowns of High Potential Season 2.